Well, hello everyone, Bird Lady here coming to you guys with a quick video, and I do want to welcome you to my new channel. Now, if you come over from my Bird Lady Speech channel, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you do decide to join the family and stay by hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and ringing that bell. Now, this video today, I want to do a 1 month update on my gastric bypass. I want to talk about, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between that I've experienced in this month, the mental issues that I've had, the emotional issues that I've had. I just want to talk about that. But if you are new here, I do have a separate channel. It is called Bird Lady Speaks, and if you want to know why I'm called the Bird Lady, you will find that on that channel. That channel focuses a lot on parrots and parrot care because I have 2 parrots, and it also talks about, everything: gardening, true crime, history, lock care, just whatever I feel like talking about that day, that's what I'm going to talk about. But this channel here is specifically about my weight loss journey. So let's just jump right into it. Today is January the 2nd, 2022. So it has been a month and a week since I had my gastric bypass surgery. I had it on November the 23rd of 2021. So within that month since I've had gastric bypass surgery, I have officially lost 40 pounds. My surgery day, I was 276.6 pounds. Today I weighed myself and I am 236.2 pounds today. So I have officially lost 40 pounds, and I'm excited about it, and it's really scary as well to lose 40 pounds in a month. Is kind of scary. It's like because I actually talked to my surgeon on December the 23rd, I believe, or December 23rd, yeah. I talked to him on December the 23rd, and I was like, hey, and at that time, I think I had lost 35 or 36 pounds. And I was like, am I losing weight too fast? It just seems like it's really fast. And he was like, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing except for getting enough calories in. I went through this point in time where I was very weak. I was extremely weak, and it was because I wasn't getting enough calories in. And I do even today feel myself falling back into that trap where I don't get hungry. I do not get hungry at all. Once I fully heal, then I will start to get hungry again. But because I haven't healed yet, it's only been 5 weeks, I haven't completely healed yet, so I don't feel hungry yet. So I have to literally remind myself to eat, and then when I do eat, I don't eat much. I can't intake a lot. So what I had to start doing is I had to start adding peanut butter to stuff to get more calories in. And it is scared because my body, if I don't get enough calories in, my body can eventually go into that starvation mode where it holds on to the weight and I don't lose anything anymore. So I'm doing good, I'm doing good, but it's just mentally I have to set alarms, have to remind myself to eat. And when I look at my food, I'm like, I'm not hungry, I don't want to eat, but I have to make myself eat. And I don't feel anything because I haven't healed yet. So I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. So, and that's a little bit scary. Now, first I want to talk about the positive changes that I have experienced. The positive changes that I have experienced is, of course, the last time I tried to wear this dress that I have on today, my arms were busting out of the shirt. The top of it, I couldn't even get the arms. If you can see, the arms are buttoned. I couldn't even get the arms buttoned. I had to literally leave the arms open, and it was I can't breathe. And I couldn't get right now I can get the top buttoned all the way. Well, there's not a button there, but I can get a top button all the way. The last time I wore it, I couldn't get 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons buttoned on it, but I put a black shirt up under and I just put a belt on to kind of disguise it a little bit. So I could not fit this dress the last time I wore it. And I think that was in maybe August or September. Couldn't fit this dress. So that's one of the positive changes is I have a closet full of clothes that I haven't been able to fit in forever. I have clothes that I actually bought that I have not worn yet because I ended up gaining weight before I can wear them. So it really feels good to be able to get into clothes that I couldn't wear before, or clothes that I had to struggle to wear before. It feels really, really good to just be able to be comfortable in my clothes. You know, I love clothes, so it feels really, really good to be comfortable and not have to, you know, leave buttons open and disguise it. But I only just left this one open because I thought it was cute, like that, with the black shirt up under it. Other positive changes that I have experienced is I don't wake up at night coughing and gasping for air. So I guess the whole sleep apnea is starting to subside. They told me that will happen once I start losing weight. And I was supposed to get a CPAP machine, but it was like 6 to 8 weeks back order on CPAP machines. So I'm like, by the time I get a CPAP machine, I would have had gastric bypass. So don't even worry about ordering the CPAP machine for me. So that's one thing I noticed, that I don't wake up gasping for air, like I can't breathe anymore. I don't wake up coughing. I don't wake up choking. That's another positive change that I have experienced. Let's see. I think those are the most positive changes that I have experienced. I feel a lot better when I go walking. Like, I look forward to go walking now. When I go walking with my dog, I don't get as winded like I did before. My legs don't feel as heavy as they did before. But one thing that I noticed my legs do feel jiggly. So I guess I'm starting to have that loose skin on my legs. But like my thighs feel jiggly. So I always put on, I went one day and I just had like a skirt on and my tennis shoes and a t-shirt. And I noticed my thighs was like, you know, a little jiggly. So now I make sure that I have like my yoga tights on up under my skirt or whatever to kind of hold everything together. But my legs don't feel as heavy as they did before, because that was a lot of the reason why I kind of stopped walking as much, because it's like my legs felt like I was walking in quicksand. They were so heavy. So that's another positive thing. It's like when I go walking now, my legs don't feel as heavy. I don't get as winded. Each day I try to walk a little bit further each day. My walk kind of got short yesterday because it started raining or whatever, but it's been a couple of days that I've actually walked in the rain. That's one of the beauties of having dreadlocks. You know, you can't mess up your hair. But my little Shih Tzu, she's prissy and she doesn't like the rain. So, but let's see what else. I want to talk about mental effects of having the surgery. Now, mentally, like, you get on the scale, I get on the scale, and I know that I've lost 40 pounds, but I don't feel like I've lost 40 pounds. When I look in the mirror, I still see 275, 280 pound Shay. That's who I still see. And the day in our surgery packet, they told us to take photos of ourselves the day of surgery and then do side-by-side photos, because your mind will make you think that you're still that same size. Like, even though my clothes fit different, like I think I've told this story on my other channel before, is the day that my husband and I got married. He was putting the ring on my finger, and like the ring would not go on my finger. And my pastor was like, you want me to get a holy oil or whatever? And so we finally got the ring on my finger. And now, like, my rings are just like, they come off so easy. And they actually like twist around because there's like room there, and I'm actually going to have to actually get them resized. But I've been throwing hints I want another ring, so so I may get them resized, but I'm hoping, those hints that I've been throwing out there, hoping somebody catching them. But yeah, that's another, like, I know I'm getting smaller. I don't have that big, like double chin that I had before. I noticed that isn't as prevalent as it was before, but it is still there, but it's not as it doesn't hang as low as it did before. I see that, but mentally I still feel, I still feel the way that I feel. and I can't explain it. The only way I was able to actually see a difference is when on November 23rd, I did take another photo, and I did do the collage side by side, and I was able to see a difference. But just looking at myself in the mirror, I don't see a difference. And they told me that will happen mentally. That's why we should take pictures, because our mind will play tricks on us. Like, body dysmorphia is a real thing. Body dysmorphia is a real thing. And I looked at it like, but now that I'm going through it, I'm like, I get it. I understand that even though I am smaller, I don't feel smaller. I don't feel, and I have to keep talking to myself like, you are getting smaller, you are losing weight, but when looking in the mirror, I don't see it. But let's see, emotional changes that I've gone through. I can say the most the hardest time I had with emotions is missing food. Like, certain foods I miss. Like, I never get hungry, but I think about some things and I'm like, man, I really want to eat that, but I can't. So sometimes I do find myself getting a little sad or getting a little depressed because of certain things that I may have a craving for, but I can't eat it. Like Dunkin' Donuts, I can't have sweets. So I found myself one day, I was so upset because I'm like, if I can just eat a little corner of a donut, but I'm like, I can eat it, but I'm going to pay for it later. I'm going to have dumping syndrome. If you don't know what dumping syndrome is, is like if you intake too many carbs or too many sugars, or too many fats, or if you don't chew your food correctly, your stomach dumps that into your intestines and you are sick. Like, I've heard horror stories where people felt like they were gonna die from dumping syndrome. Thank God. I'm so afraid of dumping syndrome. I haven't experienced it yet. Been trying to do everything right so I don't experience dumping syndrome. Some people have diarrhea. Some people have nausea. You can get into, like, you have sweats, chills, and it lasts for hours. But like, my husband was frying some chicken one day and it smelled so good, and it was like my mouth was salivating like the cartoon characters. Like, my mouth was literally watering because I wanted a piece of this I wanted fried chicken, and I couldn't have it, and I got so depressed. I just went and closed myself up in the room and laid in the bed, and I literally wanted to cry because I could not have that fried chicken. So emotionally for me, that I think that's the hardest thing, is missing certain foods. I do have these points in times where I see something or I smell something and I want it so bad, and I literally want to cry. Like, my eyes fill up with tears, and I just go and just lay in the bed because I can't eat it, but I want it. So that is the hardest thing emotionally. As far as anything else emotionally, no, I really don't experience a lot of the other emotions. They haven't hit me yet. I do have bouts of, like, I guess you can say bouts of depression, because you have all these hormones stored in your fat cells. When you start to lose weight, your body starts releasing all these hormones. So sometimes I do feel these feelings where I get completely overwhelmed with emotions, like completely overwhelmed. But I was warned that will happen because, especially being a female and having, my hormones being the reason that, I gained a lot of weight anyway. Having those hormones being released into my bloodstream, into my body, I do go into a lot of different emotions, but I know that it's because, with the losing the weight, those hormones are being released. And so a lot of times it comes off as little bouts of depression, but they don't last long. Next thing I want to talk about is complications. The only complication that I have had is not getting enough calories in. Eating enough times a day, eating 5 to 6 times a day, but not getting enough calories in. And so with not getting enough calories in, they told me, because you have to track, and I'm going to talk about tracking in just a second, but you have to track what you eat so you can track your protein, track your liquids, track your calories. And so my nutrition, I reached out to my dietitian. I'm like, hey, I'm not, and the RN, I'm like, I'm not feeling well. I don't have any energy. I don't have any energy at all. And so they're like, okay, what are you eating? I sent them a couple of days pictures of my tracker, and they're like, you're not eating enough. You're eating the right things, but you're not eating enough. You need more calories. And they told me that I was eating under 600 calories a day, around more closer to like 500 calories a day. And in this program, they want you to be between closer to 800 calories a day right now. So that was the only complication that I've had so far, is just the extreme fatigue. Luckily for me, I haven't had any problems with vomiting. I haven't had any problems with food, coming back up. I haven't had a lot of the problems that a lot of people have. My team told me, they said, well, a lot of problems that people have who have had this surgery, they have these problems because they don't follow the instructions. They don't do what they're supposed to do. I actually wanted to come in and interject here. Some places, or some people who have the surgery, they don't have the knowledge that they need on how to eat, what to eat, how to chew, all these different things. They don't have the knowledge, the in-depth knowledge that I was lucky enough to get at my surgery center. So a lot of times they go home after the surgery and they just don't have this additional knowledge, and they don't know what to do. So they kind of learn what to do on trial and error. Now with my surgery, my team spent 4 months teaching me what to eat, teaching me how to chew my food, teaching me how to take small bites, what size bites to eat, what foods will mess up my new pouch. In a lot of places, a lot of people, they actually just don't have the knowledge. So I wanted to kind of correct myself. Yeah, some people don't follow instructions, but some people just don't get the instructions or don't get the correct guidance that they need. And before I had this surgery, I made a vow to myself that I'm not going to go through this surgery and not do what I'm supposed to do. It would be pointless. So I made up in my mind that I'm going to follow the instructions. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do to the letter. And so because I have been following the instructions, I haven't had a lot of the complications that other people usually have. I haven't had dumping syndrome once yet. I haven't thrown up, vomited once yet. I haven't had, a lot of people have problems with constipation. I don't have problems with constipation. I know that's probably like TMI, but this is some of the complications that come along with it. But what I do, if I go one day without moving, I will go ahead and up my water and drink some Miralax to keep myself, going, or drink some Benefiber to keep myself going, because I track everything. I track my movements, I track my water, I track everything. So I can actually look back and like, okay, I only got like 32 ounces of water in that day. I didn't use the bathroom, so now let me up my water, drink some Miralax, and then get everything going again. So it is, I'm going to go ahead and talk about tracking. The one thing about this surgery, it is hard work. A lot of people think that they're going to have the surgery, they're going to lose this weight, and that's going to be it. It's people who have this surgery who do not lose weight. Make good choices in what they eat. They don't eat as much, but they don't make good choices in what they eat. So you have to completely change your lifestyle altogether. Like, I'm basically forced to become either pescatarian or vegetarian again, because since I've had the surgery, meat just does not work for me. Meat just doesn't work for me. I feel like whenever I eat meat, regardless of how much I chew it, it's like it gets stuck here. And I notice that when I do eat meat, things don't move as much as they should move. So I'm basically forced to live a pescatarian or vegetarian lifestyle. So it is hard work. Like, it feels like a job. Eating, I don't enjoy eating at all. I don't enjoy eating at all. Eating is like a job to me because I'm not hungry, so I have to force myself to do it. I have to make a schedule of when to eat. I have to track what I eat. Just food and eating is not enjoyable anymore for me. It's not. I have found a lot of recipes that I am going to post to this channel, and hopefully food will get more enjoyable for me again. But I eat now because I gotta eat to live. That's the only reason that I eat now. And it's hard. It's a hard adjustment when you used to be an emotional eater. When you used to can go, and if you're sad or you're depressed, and you can go, and my go-to food was ice cream and potato chips. Like my mom knows me so well. If she calls me and she was like, "What you doing?" "I'm eating." "What are you eating?" "Ice cream, potato chips." She's like, "What's wrong?" Because I know you only eat ice cream and potato chips when you're sad. So now if I feel bad or feel sad or have something going on, I can't run and stuff my feelings down with that food that I used to be able to stuff my feelings down with. So I literally eat not for enjoyment, but I eat to live, because I can't live without eating. Eating is not fun. Eating feels like a job to me now. It feels like a job. Like I'm looking at my plate and I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat. And I'm like, I gotta eat this though. So I literally have to make myself eat. Like even drinking shakes, it takes me like an hour to an hour and a half to finish an 8-ounce or 10-ounce shake. And it's like a job. Every swallow is like a job. That's one of the downsides of it. And that's my experience. It may not be other people's experience. That's my experience. Another complication I had that I forgot. I had started developing acid reflux. Never in my life had acid reflux like this before. But it got to the point that I couldn't eat anything in the mornings. Like I usually couldn't eat until like 1 o'clock in the evening. Like whenever I wanted to eat or drink anything, it literally felt like everything was closed. It's like it felt like my throat was closed, my stomach was closed, everything was closed. I could not eat anything. And even when I would go, like even now, like when I brush my teeth, I can't brush my teeth like I used to. And that's so weird to me. Ever since I had this surgery, I have to brush my teeth slower. And like when I'm brushing my tongue, I can't go as far back as I used to because my gag reflexes are so messed up since I've had this surgery. They are so messed up. Even when I do mouthwash, like rinse my mouth out with mouthwash, I can't like gargle or I feel like I'm gonna throw up. My gag reflex since this surgery are horrible. They are horrible. They're horrible. And so it's just little bitty things like that have changed for me. Like I've never had to be mindful of how I brush my teeth or how fast. Like if I brush my teeth and the brush is going too fast, I start to gag. If I'm moving the toothbrush too fast, I start to gag. If I'm brushing my tongue and I end up going like too far back on my tongue, I start to gag. And it's not that, it's like right there a little bit past the middle of my tongue. So it's not like I'm going all the way back, but how far I used to go back with brushing my tongue, I can't do that anymore. So yeah, it's like so many different things that you have to be mindful of. Like when I'm brushing I literally have to be mindful of how fast I move my toothbrush or it's gonna trigger my gag reflex. It is bananas. This is some of the stuff that they don't tell you, and I think it's like it may be different for different people. Just sharing my experience. Another thing I'm gonna talk about, vitamins. You have to be on vitamins for the rest of your life, and you have to take a lot of them. I take a multivitamin in the mornings. I have to take calcium 3 times a day. I take pro and prebiotic. I can't remember which one it is. I take biotin, skin, hair, and nails, because one of the side effects to having gastric bypass is a lot of people do lose their hair, and it's because of the malnutrition that your body just doesn't get. Well, it's for two reasons that I have researched. The two most common reason is malnutrition. That's why some people who have the sleeve, they say they don't lose any hair because the absorption is different. Now when it comes to gastric bypass, malabsorption is the big thing. Your body just doesn't absorb food and nutrients like it used to. So that's why you have to have vitamins to kind of supplement what you're not getting from your food. Some of the stress of losing weight so fast can cause you to lose your hair. Some of the hormones that are released in your body can cause you to lose your hair. So you have to take a lot of vitamins and protein. I am always on point with my protein. Even if my calories aren't where they're supposed to be, I'm going to have those 64 plus grams of proteins every single day because I don't want to lose my locks. But the vitamins are crazy. Some of the chewable vitamins I don't like. They're hard to get down, especially the chalky ones. They absorb better. They are the better vitamin, but sometimes it's just so hard to get them down. It's so hard to get them down. To just chew them, and they dry your mouth out. So I prefer the chewies as opposed to the chalky ones, but I bought so many of them before I had my surgery that I have to use them. And last thing I want to talk about is regrets. Do I have any regrets? Honestly, I do not have any regrets with having the surgery. I do not have regrets with having it. The only thing that sometimes I wish I would have had the sleeve. Sometimes I wish I would have had the sleeve as opposed to having bypass because I'm just afraid of losing my hair. But that's the only thing. The reason that I'll do another video on the reason that I chose bypass instead of sleeve, but no, I have no regrets. Even when I'm sad because I can't have a piece of fried chicken, even when I am, sad because I can't have anything, a Krispy Kreme donut, or I can't have Dunkin' Donuts coffee, which when we were coming from church today, I looked over at Dunkin' Donuts and I'm like, man, I wish I can get me a iced coffee right about now, iced hazelnut coffee right about now with a shot of espresso in it. But, I can't have that stuff now. So, even with having, the food separation and the depression from food separation, I still do not regret having the surgery. The reason I don't regret having the surgery is because now, with me getting healthier, with me getting in shape, when I go and I visit my nieces and nephews, I can play with them without getting winded. When my grandchildren come over, I can chase them around the house without getting winded. I mean, when my little brother wants to rollerblade with me, I got to get me another pair of rollerblades. But when he wants to rollerblade with me, my legs won't be too heavy to lift up the rollerblade. It's just so many things that I'm looking forward to. And how much better I feel, especially sleeping, not making all that noise and waking my husband up when I'm sleeping, not gasping for air because I can't breathe. That's the sleep apnea. Just those things are such positive things that no, I do not regret having the surgery. I know this sounds cliche because everyone who has the surgery, I've heard them say this, and I literally feel this way. The only regret that I have is that I didn't do it sooner. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, for tuning in. I will be posting another video on my other channel. Make sure you check out my second channel, Bird Lady Speaks, because that's where we have fun with the birds. We have fun in the garden, but stay tuned, but subscribe to this channel as well, because I do have some really good recipes that I found, and yes, I'm going to share that with you guys. I'm going to start posting my workout videos with you guys. So definitely, if you want to go on this journey with me, it's not just a bypass journey, but it's a weight loss journey. If you want to go on this weight loss journey with me, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Anything you want me to cover on this channel, you have any questions, just let me know down in the comment section below, or email me at birdladyspeaks@gmail.com. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And as usual, toodaloo. Bye-bye.